we have understood that in the previous session, in order to do the reporting, first thing is that we need to have the RPD. So which means without creating a RPD, we cannot do the reporting. Okay. So to create the RPD, we need to have the database. Okay. So in the RPD, we will be having only the metadata, but there will be no data here. Okay. So data will be always in the database. Okay. So which means from Swati. Okay. So you are able to see the screen, right? So if you are having any doubts, you can speak up. Okay.
No, one thing, can you make me organizer so that I will record my session?
Not a problem. Already we are having the recording sessions. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me ask them to provide you the permission.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Swati, let me know once you are able to record the session. However, we are already having the pre-recorded sessions. Okay, no need to worry about those things.
Okay, so you're gonna send it to us, so we don't need to.
Yeah. Okay. So now, here, first thing is that we need to create a RPD in order to do the reporting. Okay, so to create a RPD, we need to use the administration tool, which is the same tool that which is opened here. Okay. So in the previous session, we were trying to create a RPD. Okay. So here, to open an existing RPD, we need to use open offline. So to create a new RPD, we need to use new repository or else file new repository over here. Okay. Either ways it works the same. Click on new repository, and here we need to provide the repository name. So I'm providing the repository name as 9:30 AM.
That's fine.
So this is the repository name that which I'm providing, and this is the location where the repository will be stored. Okay. So this repository file that which I am providing, this will be saved into this location. And here, if you want to import the metadata now, then we need to set this option as yes, which means currently while creating the RPD itself, we are importing the metadata. Metadata means the table is the joins between them. Okay. So here we need to provide the password, and here the password should be minimum 8 characters in length, and it should have one non-numeric character. Okay. So I am providing the password which is admin123, that A is capital. Now after providing the repository password, I am able to see next option. If I click on next, automatically it is going to create a RPD with this name. So that RPD will be available in this location. So let me browse through that location. So the installation location will be the installation drive, in that installation folder, that instances, then again instance, then BI foundation. Okay. So after BI foundation, if we are talking about RPD related work, then we need to go with BI server component. Okay. Open Oracle BI server component, core application, then repository folder. In this repository, we are able to see all the existing RPDs. Okay. So currently, if you observe, I am not having any RPD with the name Scott 9:30 AM. Okay. With that name, I am not able to see any RPD here. Okay. So that RPD will be created only if I am able to click on next. Okay. So let me click on next now. So now I was able to click on next. In the background, I am able to see the Scott 9:30 AM .rpd, which is nothing but the current RPD name. So if I go to the repository location, and if I see here, even here I am able to see a new repository file, and the size is only 2 KB. Okay. So all the repository sizes are only in KBs, because these are the metadatas. No data will be stored in the OBIE tool. Data will be always available in the database only. Okay. So now let me import the tables. Okay. So to import the tables, in the connection type, we need to provide the connection details. So now we are going to import the tables from the Scott schema. Okay. Which is nothing but a default schema which comes with the installation of Oracle. So in Scott, we are having some tables like employee table, DEPT table, sal grade, bonus, all these tables are available. Okay. So as of now, let us import these two tables, which is employee table and DEPT table. So to import them, provide the data source name here. So what is the data source name now? So data source name is also called as service name or listener name. So where you can find the data source name now? So to check the data source name, you need to go to the services of your operating system,
Mm.
which will be available in the administrative tools. Then services.
Mm-hmm.
So select letter O so that it will go to the Oracle related services.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are able to see Oracle service ORCL, which means here ORCL is the service name or data source name. So data source name will vary based on the database that which we are selecting. Okay, as of now we are selecting the Oracle database. So the service name is ORCL. So provide the service name ORCL here.
Mm. Yes, ma'am.
So based on the installations, this data source name will vary. Okay. So now provide the username. Username is nothing but the schema name where we are having the tables. So currently we are going to connect it to the SCOT schema. Okay. In SCOT schema, we are having these tables. Okay. In SCOT schema, we are connecting and we are going to import these two tables, which is EMP table and DEPT table. So now provide the password of that schema. So with my installation, I'm having the universally accepted password, which is Tiger. So even that password can be varied. Means if you are installing and you are not providing Tiger as the password, by default it will be having the password as the installation password. Okay, whatever the password you are having for the admin user, the same password will be available even for the other users also. Okay.
Okay.
So now metadata. So what metadata you want to import? So if you want to import tables, you can select this option. If you want to import keys, select this option. If you want to import foreign keys, then we need to enable this also. Okay. So here currently all of these are enabled, which means I can import a table and that table along with the key columns, which is nothing but primary keys. And if you want to import foreign keys, here you are having one more option. So there is a different option for foreign keys. The reason is if you are importing foreign keys, it means that not only you are getting the key icons but also the joint relationship between them. Okay, which means if you are having EMP and DEPT tables, these two tables can be joined based on a column. Okay, which is nothing but department number column, because department number is a similar data type in both the tables. Okay, in employee table also we are having department number column, and also in DEPT table also we are having the department number column. Okay, so which means I can use the foreign keys if I want to import the relationship between them. Okay, so now if you want to see what columns are available in the EMP table, then we can write a statement like DESC EMP, which is nothing but describe EMP table. Okay, in this table we are able to see the columns like employee number, employee name, job, manager, all these things. So at the bottom we are able to see department number. So let me see even the structure for DEPT table. Okay, describe. DESC stands for describe table name. So here also I am having department number column. So if you observe for department number column in DEPT table, it is showing as not null. Okay, not null, and even the data will be no repeating data, which means the primary key over here. So in employee table we are having primary key as employee number. Okay, whereas in department table we are having primary key as department number. So now let me import both these tables. Along with the keys I am going to import. Okay, along with the keys and also along with the join relationship. Okay, so I am selecting the foreign keys also. Click on next. So now here select your schema that which you want to import. So as of now this is the basic RPD creation. I am going with the SCOT RPD. Okay, so for regular session we are going to work with SH. So expand the SCOT and select employee table and DEPT table. Okay, then click on import selected. So here by default it is showing the connection pool. Okay, so this connection pool is nothing but the information which will store the connectivity related things, means the connectivity information between my OBIE administration tool and the database. Okay, what database means? Oracle database. So here this is the database name and this is the username or schema name that which we are going to connect to that to import the metadata. So here if you observe, I am able to see something called as required fully qualified table names. As of now, I am not enabling this option, which is required fully qualified names. As of now, I am leaving this as it is. We are going to enable this. I will let you know what is the use of this required fully qualified name. Okay. So now click on OK. So now we can check all the objects that which are currently going to be imported. Okay. So here department table along with the key and employee table along with the key. Okay. So now click on finish. So all the objects will be imported only into the physical layer only. Okay. So here we are having 3 layers: physical layer, BMM layer, presentation layer.
Okay.
So physical layer is used to import the metadata. For that, give a right click on the schema name, or else you can select the tables, okay, from which you want to see the relationship. Either ways it works the same. Either you are going to select the tables or giving a right click on the schema name. So here select physical diagram, and there select objects and all joins. And here we are able to see a arrow like thing. Okay, so this is nothing but the join icon. Okay, so now if you double click on this join icon, we are able to see join condition. Okay, so here this is the name, which is physical foreign key. Okay, physical foreign key is the join type, and if you want to provide any name, specialized name, you can provide here your own join name, but join type cannot be changed. Join name you can provide any name, and here this is the join condition. Okay, so as of now you are able to see equality operator. Okay, so if we are using equality operator, it means that it is a foreign key join. So even we can use non-equality operators also, means like less than or equal to, greater than or equal to also we can use. So if we are using non-equality operators, either that is greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, then at that time that join is not called as physical foreign key. It is called as complex join. Okay, it is called as complex join. So here in department number, so in DBT table we are having department number. Okay, so in department table, department number is a primary key. Okay, it is a primary key. So that is the reason here we are able to see it is at one number side. Okay, so here in employee table, if you observe, we are having it at n number side. Okay, so which means it is at fact table side. Okay, so just give me a minute. Duplicated or repeated. Okay, so which means n number of times. Okay, n number of times this department number column is duplicated. So now let me click on OK. So this is the foreign key join. So by default this join has came. Okay, so I did not provide it manually. Okay, so this join came by default. Okay, so now let me delete it. So I am deleting the entire schema. So now I am going to import without the foreign keys now. Okay, without the foreign keys I am going to import the tables. Select the database connection type, then service name or listener name, then schema name, then schema password. Click on next. So now I am going to uncheck the foreign keys option. Okay, which means I will be having only the tables and the keys. So even you can uncheck keys option also. Okay, so which means only I am importing the tables and only the tables. Okay, not even the keys. Okay, only the tables and the columns in those tables. So now let me import Scott schema, DBT table and employee table. So if you expand these, you are able to see the key icon, which means in the database. Okay, so this is the view of database, and here the right side view is in your repository view. Okay, so as of now in the database we are having key icon for DBT table and even for employee table, the employee number. Okay, so let me import both these tables. So hold the control button and select the multiple tables and click on import selected. So this is the connection pool. So here I am not enabling this option, required fully qualified name. Click on OK. So now if you see in the repository view, we are not having any key icon for department number, and also we are not having any icon which is the primary key icon for employee number also, which means only we have imported the tables and columns. We have not imported any keys. We have not yet imported any foreign keys. So now click on finish. So now why we have imported without the foreign keys now? So here my intention is to provide the join manually. Okay, I want to provide the join manually. So to provide the join manually, select the schema, go to the physical diagram and select objects and all joins or selected objects only. Okay, so let me select objects and all joins, and here there is no join between these tables. Okay, so here I am able to see the column names, but there is no join between them. So to provide the join, click on new join which is available in the tools bar.
Okay.
Then first we need to select the table which is available at the many number side, which is nothing but n number side. So here my intention is to join based on department number column. Okay, so department number column is available one time in department table and many times in employee table. So which means first I need to select on employee table and then I need to leave that join icon on the one number side. Okay, which is nothing but dimension table. Okay, so here if you observe, now we are having DPT table here, and as of now if you observe, there is no key icon for this department number because I did not import along with the keys. And here this is the employee table. Okay, so even here we are not having any key icons. So now provide the join condition manually. Okay, so sometimes it will be showing some join icon. Okay, so some join condition, so we need to provide manually here at that time. Okay, so let me select here department number, and even I am selecting department number in the employee table also. Okay, it will be showing the same condition only, but the difference is that if you observe here, the key icon is not available for the department table. So that key icon will come once if I am clicking on this. Okay, observe here, I have selected OK and I am saving it. I am not checking in the consistency. Now if I double click on the join, so as of now my mouse is in the select format, and if I double click on this join condition, you are able to see key icon now. Previously there was no key icon for it. Okay, so now this is the join condition, so which means we are having the join between them. Okay, so now close this. So now if we are having equality operator, we are able to join this properly. Okay, so now let me start creating the business model and mapping layer. Okay, so here to create a business model and mapping layer, so as of now we are creating the basic RPD. Okay, we are not introducing the complex thing. My intention is to make you sure that you are able to create a RPD. Okay, basic RPD. So now let us start creating the basic business model. Okay, so in a business model, first object that which we need to have is a business model. Okay, so in the business model layer we need to have the business model first. Okay, so to create a business model, give a right click and say new business model. Okay, and here we need to provide the business model name. So or else I am clicking on cancel. Even if I am directly dragging this schema object into the business model layer, at that time also it is going to create a object. Okay, so now this object is called as business model. Okay, so this is nothing but the business model. So as we have dragged and dropped the entire schema, not only the business model we will be getting, but also the tables under them. Okay, the tables under them also we are able to see. But if you observe, we are able to see a hash icon for employee table, and for DPT table there is no hash icon. Okay, so in this BMM layer, hash icon stands for fact table. Okay, hash icon stands for fact table, but I do not want to provide it automatically. I want to create manually. Okay, so as a best practice I want to introduce all the things manually. Okay, so to create a business model, give a right click in the BMM layer and say new business model and provide any name for the business model. So I am providing the name as BMM. Click on OK. So now the business model has appeared. Under this business model there are no tables. Okay, so when I have dragged this object, automatically it has created the tables, but now I am going to create the tables manually. Okay, so to create a table in this layer, give a right click on the business model and select new object, and here we are able to see logical table. Okay, so select logical table and provide name for the table. So here you can provide any name, so I am providing name as department. So I have created one table. Okay, so this table is a empty table. So here we are able to see one source folder and even it is a empty source folder. So even let me create one more table now. Okay, so to create a table, select the business model, give a right click, new object, logical table, and provide name for the table. Okay, so you can provide any name. It is not mandatory to have the same name that you are having in the physical layer. Okay.
Okay.
So here I am having a department table with name as DEPT. I am having employee table with name EMP. But here I created department table with the full name, which is nothing but EMP LOYE. But here it is available only with EMP. So which means we can use any name here. So but this department table, only the name I am using, and let me think, I am providing the column from this table which is EMP. At that time, even though you are having department table as the name, it is going to provide you the EMP table data. So now
That's true.
what I am going to do is, I am going to provide into this department table the department related columns. Okay, so here we are having something called as columns. Okay, so this object is called as physical table. Okay, so here department is a physical table. Okay, which is nothing but DEPT is a physical table, and these columns like department name, location, department number are called as physical columns, and this is the physical table. And even here this EMP is a physical table, and these are called as physical columns. Okay, so the first layer is physical layer, and this is physical table, and these are physical columns. Okay, physical table, physical column, which means the physical layer objects. And here in the middle layer, these tables are called as logical tables. Okay, the tables are called as logical tables, and below these tables, whatever the columns we are going to have, those columns are called as logical columns. Okay, so as of now I am not having any logical columns in them. Okay, so I need to provide the logical columns. So to provide the logical columns, I am going to drag the column that which are existing in the physical layer. So here I am selecting the three columns which are available in the physical table, which is DEPT. Okay, so I want the three columns for my reporting side. So I am selecting all the three columns and drag and drop onto the corresponding table. So as of now, if you observe, source folder is empty. Okay, so now I am dragging the three columns onto the logical table, and if I leave it, I am able to see some columns. Okay, so department number, department name, location. So these are the columns. So here these columns are called as logical columns. Okay, so why these are called as logical columns means these are available inside a table which is called as logical table, and these are available in a layer which is called as business model and mapping layer, and also this business model and mapping layer is also called as logical layer. I have provided some columns for this. So if you observe, I am able to see source folder with the expand option. So if I expand this, if I click on this, it is expanded. I am able to see DEPT. So this DEPT is nothing but the LTS. Okay, so this object is called as LTS, and LTS stands for logical table source. LTS, it stands for logical table source. So here the name itself it is indicating it is a source for a logical table. Okay, it is a source for a logical table. Logical table means a table which is available in the middle layer, which is nothing but this department table. For this department table, what is the source? This is the source, which is nothing but LTS DEPT. So even you can rename this LTS also. Okay, if you want, you can rename this. So here we are having this column department number, department name, location. So these are getting the data from this physical table. So as I have created this RPD, I am aware of this. So let me think. This LTS is renamed to some other thing. Okay, so here open the LTS, which is nothing but double click on the LTS, and there first tab will show you to which physical table it is pointing. Okay, it is pointing to orcl.scott.dept. So ORCL is the database name, Scott is the schema name, DEPT is the physical table name. So now, which means DEPT is the physical table with that which is pointing to this. Okay, so now here if you select column mapping, here we able to see something called as logical column and physical table. Logical column is the column that which are available in the middle layer, okay, which are nothing but the logical layer, okay, and physical table means the table which is available in the first layer, okay. So which means here I'm able to see logical column which is department number, which refers to this column, okay, which is department number column. So this department number column is getting the data from this table, which is DEPT table, okay, which means the physical table, it is getting the data, okay. So which means this column is mapped with this column, okay, which is available in the physical layer. So this is the table, and even let me think, I'm having column name as department number here, okay. In logical table I'm having department number as the column, but I want to display the data. I want to display the data which is available for department name. At the time I can go here and I can provide department name. So if I provide like this, at the time my department number column which is available as a logical column here, it is not going to display the department number columns, okay. It is going to display the department name data which is available in the physical table, okay. So now let me revert it back so that it displays the proper data, okay. So are you having any doubt in this column mapping? So now click on OK. So as of now I have provided only the columns for department table, okay. So now let me even provide the columns for employee table also, okay. So let me select all the columns. If you want, you can select all the columns, or you can provide only some columns, okay. So drag. So to select all the columns, hold the shift button. So I have provided it here. So I got a new source folder. If I expand this, again LTS, and this LTS will store the column mapping information, okay, from the table to column, okay. So this is referring to EMP table, okay. So now this department table is identified as fact table, and also employee table also is identified as fact, okay. If you are able to see a hash, then it means that it is a fact table. But here, if I am having two fact tables, I cannot do reporting, okay, because I need to have a relationship between these two tables. At the time only I will be able to create something called as logical queries, okay. We will be discussing about logical queries while discussing about the architecture of OBA.
Okay.
So if you want to create the logical queries, then we need to have a join between these two tables, which is called as logical join. So in the business model and mapping layer, all the dimension tables should have a primary key, okay. Primary key is mandatory in the logical tables dimension table, okay. In logical dimension table, primary key is mandatory. So which means in BMM layer there exists no table which is a dimension table without a primary key, okay. Which means all the dimension tables which are available in the business model or logical layer will be having a primary key. So here department table is a dimension table. Here I got that key manually, okay. So here now let me try to join these tables, okay. So let me select this, give a right click, business model diagram, okay. Previously we saw physical diagram, now it is business model diagram. So select whole diagram, and here it is showing a business model diagram in this box. Now we need to provide the same type of join, okay. So if the schema is small, then we can go with the same type of joins. So click on new join. So we need to provide the same type of join that which we have provided in the physical layer, okay. So if it is not possible to provide, at the time only we are going to provide some other joins which are based on the cardinality, okay. So now first click on the many number side first, which is nothing but employee table, and leave it on the dimension table, which is the primary key, okay. So here if you observe, this join is called as logical join. Here I am not able to see the join condition. Logical join works with the cardinality, okay. So cardinality it is going to use here, okay. So now here you are able to see the join type driving table, okay. So driving table is nothing but a table with minimum number of columns. We are going to set this, okay. So it is used for performance analysis, okay. So even if you are setting this to none, it is not a problem, okay. So here type, here it is nothing but the join type. If you are using inner join, at that time we need to use inner. Inner is nothing but equi-join. If we want to use left outer join, we can set it as left outer, right outer you can set, even full outer you can set. But by default it will be inner join, which is nothing but equi-join. So these will be available from the physical layer. Okay, from the physical layer it is going to get these options. Okay. So now mostly in this logical join you need to concentrate on this thing, which is nothing but cardinality. Okay, so this cardinality is mandatory over here. Okay, so always my employee table will be having n number of department members, so I am setting this as n, and here my department number with the primary table I can set this to 1, or even I can set this to either 0, 1. Okay, either ways it works same. Okay, so click on OK. So save this, save the RPD, and now if I check in the consistency, it will be failed because consistency check is failed and it is asking whether you want to save it. Okay, so I want to save it. So why my RPD consistency is failed? So now if you observe the error, it is showing that the business model only it is talking about. The business model it is saying, and business model name is BMM. Okay, so BMM is the name that which we have provided for our business model. And here if you observe, it is saying that business model does not have a corresponding subject area. Okay, so which means we are going to have a subject area. So what is a subject area now? So subject area is a presentation layer object. Okay, which means we need to have one subject area for each and every business model. If we are not having a subject area, then the consistency check will be failed, and even we cannot bring this RPD for reporting. Okay, so now how to create the subject area? Subject area means a object which is related to the presentation layer. In similar manner, if you give a right click on the presentation layer, it is showing new subject area. If you want, you can create the subject area manually. Let me show you first with the drag and drop. So now I am dragging and dropping entire business model. At that time I got the subject area. So now let me save the changes and let me check in the consistency. Now it is saying that repository is consistent. Okay, and BMM is consistent. Okay, so previously it was showing not consistent, and it was showing that corresponding subject area is not existing for BMM. Okay, so if you want to get it that error again, you can delete this object. So now there is no subject area. Now if I try to save it, it will show the same error again. Okay, BMM is not consistent, consistency check is failed. Okay, error. Okay, so give a right click in the presentation layer and say new subject area, and here provide the name of the subject area that which you want. So here I am providing the name as presentation underscore 9:30 AM. Okay, so this is the name that which I am providing for this subject area. Okay, presentation underscore 9:30 AM. Okay, so here if you observe, it is showing business model. If you observe, it is showing a drop down. Okay, which means if you are having multiple business model, at that time you can select the corresponding business model. Okay, as of now we are having only one business model. So click on OK now. Let me create the tables manually. So only the table name I am going to create manually. Give a right click on the subject area and say new presentation table, and provide the table name here. So you can use any name here. Okay, any name you can use. So here I am providing EMP. Okay, only 3 characters I am using. Click on OK. So here I got the table, and even let me create one more table, which is department table. I'm providing DVPT. Okay, so now into this employee table, what columns I require, I can select those columns. So let me think, I want all the columns. Okay, then you can select all the columns and drag and drop onto the presentation table. So here this is the presentation table, and these are the presentation columns. So now let me provide the object into the department table also, which is department presentation table. So I've selected all the columns, drag and drop onto the presentation table. Okay, so we got all the tables. So now let me check in the changes and save the consistency. Okay, so now if you observe, as of now, my business model is having a stop icon. Okay, so if you observe, my business model is having a stop icon here. Okay, a red color small icon, stop. So now that stop icon means the RPD is not consistent. So now after checking in the changes now, which means I have manually modified this. Now if I click on yes, then RPD is consistent now. Okay, which means this stop icon will vanish now. Observe here. If I click on yes, the stop icon has vanished, and now the BMM, which is nothing but the business model, is now shown in a green color cube, which means it is now ready for creating reports on this. Okay, so now click on OK. So now this is nothing but the basic RPD creation using the Scott. Okay, so here after creating the work, make sure that you are saving the RPD. Okay,